Cheers. Cheers, cooks. Post-bike ride cocktail. I was actually listening to a DJ set whilst I was riding my bike around Venice, and it's great. I mean, we're getting all these amazing DJs putting sets online now. The same DJs we used to have to pay top dollar for. And we're hearing a lot of old sets as well online. This morning I was listening to KCRW, which is our local channel radio station here in LA, and it's really cool, play great music. And they dug out an old set from Moby when he first came over to record that during the album Play, which was 1999, which was actually the same year the BBC sent me to interview Moby. The timing couldn't have been any worse because I was actually due to go to Paris and take my son to Disneyland there, and I had, you know, this commitment to go and do this interview at a dance festival, I think in England. I can't even remember what festival it was, but it was a dance festival, and I was more focused on taking my son away to Disneyland Paris. Anyway, when we got in, we were invited to go into Moby's trailer where we could set up. But when we were in there, he wasn't there yet, and I didn't want to just like take over, so we politely waited. And whilst we were waiting, I happened to be looking at his rider, which is what the promoter gives the artists, drinks and food and whatever. And I was busy looking at the table, and I'm like, it's like it was maybe a vegan, it's like milk chocolate on here. And just as I said it out loud, I heard a voice behind me say, "Hi, I'm Moby." And I turned around and I was like, awkward, blushing. Anyway, we sat down and started doing this interview, and it turned out that the tables got turned. By the way, that's my amazing postman. Don't want him to see me because he'll probably want to chat to me. He's not wearing a mask. I mean, he has a mask, but he's not wearing it. Anyhow, hopefully you don't mind the noise. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so I start this interview with Moby, and he completely turns the tables around and starts interviewing me. And I'm like, in my head, I'm getting nothing here. All I'm doing is answering your questions to me. And I had to try and rein it back in because we needed to get some content. Meanwhile, the clock was ticking, and I had to get on a fast train to Paris. So towards the end, I mean, we had good fun and we had a laugh and everything, and Moby actually told me his favourite movie is a Scottish movie called Gregory's Girl, which coincidentally and spookily was also mentioned this morning on BBC Radio Scotland, because one of the things that I do when I first wake up is I shout, "Alexa, play BBC Scotland," because it makes me feel like I'm back in my homeland. And most days I hear the voice of Grant Stott, who is an old BBC colleague and friend of mine and fantastic radio host in Scotland. So I wake up, or I doze in and out of sleepy, dozy, want to get up, don't want to get up, hazy mornings these days, and I hear Grant's voice. Anyway, Grant just name-checked Gregory's Girl today as a good movie to watch, and it got me thinking about Moby and how he told me that was his favourite movie. And then I turn on KCRW and they play Moby's set from 1999. I mean, it was just like, that's weird. I was just thinking about talking about the time I met Moby. So anyhow, we do this interview and we talk about Gregory's Girl and we talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. And then Moby says to me, "So you guys hanging out?" You know, because most people would take advantage of the access. And I was like, "No, I've got to go." He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to Paris." He's like, "Why are you going to Paris?" I was like, to take my son to Disneyland." He's like, "Oh, you have a son? How old is he?" And I was like, "He's 3. And he says, "Where's his dad?" And I said, "Not with us anymore." And then Moby was like, "Oh, my dad wasn't with me either. You lost my dad when I was 3. And I'm like, okay, I won't even go into it. But anyhow, I was like, I really need to go. I have to go. I promised my son I'd take him to Disneyland, and the train's leaving soon. So before I left, Moby says, so do you go to any of the other UK festivals? And I was like, yeah, I go to all of them. It's my job. I have to be there. And he said, I'll see you at Glastonbury then, right? I was like, yeah, I'll be at Glastonbury, I'll be at Tina Park, I'll be at V, I'll be at Reading, you know. So said our goodbyes and off I went. And maybe I need to put this into 2 parts because there's quite a lot of it. Yeah, I think I'll come back and tell the second part because people don't have much attention span beyond like 3 minutes these days. However, there is a second part to the Moby story.